You got me muted, Merle?
No.
Okay, here we go. You find it in the chat? Hello, guys. We're gonna try this again. Hopefully that this time our my system is going to cooperate. I want to thank everybody for joining us on a lovely Sunday afternoon. You got me muted, Merle?
No.
Okay. And I can hear everything on YouTube land real well, so we should be good to go. We'll wait for everybody to pop in here.
I'm waiting on the chat to explode.
Hello. Oh.
Hello, radio check. Yeah, we're doing good today. Yeah, we're doing. It's nice to see you, Mark.
Good to see you too.
You sound a lot better than you did yesterday.
Yep, we're gonna be a lot better than yesterday.
Yeah, we are. I just got a comment back. I commented on Stony Creek Heritage Farm, and he sent me back, and he says, "Thanks, Merle. Glad you stopped by. Enjoyed your live stream for a while last night. We have very similar world views." So it's good to see things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. That's Stony Creek Heritage Farm. Good people there. And, well, we had 3 watching a while ago. It looks like it's just you and me right now.
Well, we'll give them a chance to catch up here. I want to actually.
If I have to, I will get in the jumbo jet and fly around and wake people up.
I'm going to share it out now, so.
I hate to have to do that. I am going to tweet it out to all 18 of my followers.
We have 4 in the room. Sybil's in here. How's it going, Sybil? Great to see you. So if everybody doesn't know, we're going to try to remake the mistake that, I shouldn't say mistake, the problems that I was having yesterday with our live stream. And we are going to discuss some of the weird things that were going on, and show some footage in slow motion, and hopefully I can brighten it up and all that kind of stuff. And we'll see what happens here. Hopefully we get more that'll come in here. Farmal just shared us, so thanks, Farmal.
Thank you. Yeah.
So Farmal just tweeted it out for us too, so.
Cool deal.
That is a good deal. Yep.
For some reason, I think my chat is lagging. It's a little laggy for some reason. I'm going to kill it and bring it back up. Because I haven't seen Farmall yet.
No, I just saw it come across my screen that he tweeted it back out.
Oh, good deal. Okay. I'll take it all back then. All's well.
So like I said, tonight we have a very, like the screen says, is, and the thing is a poltergeist. Oh, it came up live streaming by screen recorder. Oh, that's what's going on here. Let's see if I can edit that while we're sitting here, because no one is going to understand that at all.
Thanks, Sybil, for coming in and saying hello 2 days in a row, too. This is not going to be a repeat of last night for sure.
No, absolutely not. So you guys sit there and talk. I I gotta sit here and fix some few things here.
We've chased all the demons out. Our Lord is taking care of our stream today. It's going to be good. Paranormal fanatic, you are a good man. We appreciate your help, and we're glad to see you.
So what's going to happen here in a second, Merle, is I got to cancel the other one because we started early. The live event's still going to start in 7 minutes. We'll see what happens. We might have 2 running.
I don't care.
Good to see you, Farmall. I'm playing in the background here. Thank you so much, Farmall, for the super chat. That is awesome. You did not have to do that. So one of the things that I wanted to talk to you tonight about is the poltergeist that decided to disrupt our family. And I caught him on surveillance camera. So we're going to go through that footage tonight, and see what you guys think, because we played it a little bit last night on Merle's live stream. We're going to try it with my software, my hardware, stuff like that, and see if we can't lighten it up and see what happens.
Yeah, that live stream last night, I should have renamed that the accidental live stream, because I only meant to be on there about 5 or 10 minutes.
Meanwhile, here we are. Okay, so now I should be back to where I was.
Where were you?
Oh, I'm all over. So we're going to go and we're going to try it. I said 3:30 a start time, so we're going to sit here and see what happens here.
Yeah, we got about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting that you're an hour behind me. I think we ought to pass a resolution in the House and the Senate that it's the same time all across the United States. And just get used to it.
All right, so this is what we were going to do last night. Hey, it's like Ghost in a Belfry. All right. Mr. YouTube Land here is always, we have the green light, everything has changed. That is awesome.
Looks like all is well. Sybil, been dealing with a poltergeist here myself today. Keeps knocking 3 totes of clothes over on top of me. Wow, that's scary. We'll get my sage and Indian prayer in a bit. I've already said the Lord's Prayer to chase it off. Well, we hope that takes care of that.
Yeah.
And by all rights, it should. Well, we've had a beautiful, glorious, snowy afternoon.
Oh, what the... Well, that was strange. We just lost Merle. Let's see if we can get him back. There he is. Your VMix said, "Oh snap," and then you're gone.
Oh well, one
Yep.
of those things.
I'm having one big problem with this earbud, I'll tell you that. Alright, so we're still in the green. Everything is good. And
All is well.
it is almost 3:30, so we'll be starting this thing shortly. I hope everyone isn't on the other one. It shouldn't bring up 2 lives.
Well, I'll check. You got one live stream up and one upcoming, is what it says.
Yeah, I gotta get rid of that upcoming one.
So, 3 watching. That's me and you and Sybil, I think. I don't know if Farmal's still in there or not. Well, it sure was nice of him. You know, if we could get, I don't know, maybe 1,000 people to just stop in and drop a 5 bomb, that would be good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be all right.
Well, I don't know what the heck. I'm going to do some more work here on this. If you would be so kind to
Run my mouth for a little while?
run your mouth for a little while, yeah.
I'm usually pretty good at that, actually. I'm the only guy that I know that can talk for 15 minutes and not say anything. I never did get a notification for anything, by the way. And I think that's why there's not too many people in the chat, if you want to know the truth.
Well, it should say that we're live now, and if you tweet that out or send it out, that should help.
Yep, the chat's working okay, looks like. And let's see here. I sent a tweet out 10 minutes ago, so.
It says that we're live now, and
Farmal sent one.
yep, it says that we're live now, and there's 4 in the room. So
Yeah, and let's see, with looks to me like everything's good to go.
Mm-hmm.
Hello and good afternoon, you all.
Oh, here they come, 5, 6. Hey, there's Moon.
Moon phase live. Hello and good afternoon, or is it good evening?
It's afternoon yet.
It's that time of day when you don't know what to say. Gosh, I'm a poet and don't know it.
Oh,
Oh, but my feet show it. Longfellows. I'm sober too, by the way, guys. I'm just acting crazy. He told me to talk for 15 or 20 minutes and not say anything, so I got it. So that's what I'm doing.
well, the problem that we're having is when my system did a reboot last night, it blew up everything in OBS pictures, so all of my sets are way out of whack.
Oh well.
So as Merle's,
I think you're right, Moonface. Nobody knows we're here. I wonder why no notifications went out, far as I can tell. And Mark actually had 2 scheduled, so one of them should have went out. You would have thought. I don't know. Allotment Life. Welcome. Good afternoon. We are just getting wound up for this evening, this afternoon, or whatever the time zone you happen to be in. And we welcome you to our little afternoon or evening live stream. This was planned for last night, and things being the way they are, Mark's internet decided that it wasn't going to work. So rather than to just leave it go, we're going to try it again.
If you at first you don't succeed, try and try again.
We're just happy that everybody that's in the chat decided to come in and say hello.
Yeah,
Let's
absolutely.
see what we got going on here. Allotment Life. I'm pretty sure that no, I'm not subscribed either, but I like what you're doing there. I like what you're doing there a lot. And you're getting up pretty close to 1,000. Nothing wrong with that.
Well, once I get done with this, I will go check you out. Allotment.
I tickled the little bell there for you.
Yeah.
And I will visit your channel here too. Like your greenhouse. We got a greenhouse here that we're hopefully going to get up in the next, I don't know, 3 weeks, I hope. And you're in the UK. Oh man, yeah. I've got a good friend in the UK. A couple of them, as a matter of fact. Let's see. It's Step Back in Time on YouTube is Giles Warham. He has a show on on Monday at about 3 o'clock. He's been busy and not paying a lot of attention to it, I don't think. But and then I've got another good friend, Martin Steed. I don't think he does much on YouTube, but he is a what you would call, I guess, a professional videographer. So he does a lot of good work too. And we're happy that you were able to come in and visit with us. Numbers ain't everything. Getting to know people, I reply to is, I agree. I sure do. And the fact of the matter is, I'm not here for the money, and I don't think Mark is either.
What YouTube? There is no money in YouTube.
No. And the way the numbers go, quality means more than quantity, as far as I'm concerned. I agree with you. Trying to think where, I can't remember exactly where my friends in the UK live, but Giles has a farm of about 50 acres. His show is called World of Live Streaming. They get pretty deep into the weeds about streaming. Giles and I actually started the thing a couple of years ago, and I got busy and kind of let him just handle it. But he was always the brains of the outfit anyway. And I'm just rambling. I'm waiting for Mark to jump in and tell us something important.
I'm here. I'm jumping in. I'm just, like I said, for some reason when I did that update last night, I was probably ticked off, didn't care, hit the button, said shut down an update, and it made all my pictures go huge. Hey, Anointed One, good to see you. Oh no, that's not Anointed, that's Annulment. All right. All right, we are. Yeah, we're having the
we're having
earbud difficulty now. So we're having obviously one of the big things that's been going on around here is splitting wood, and that's because we are putting in a second heat source. So the guys for the going to install a brand new chimney tomorrow are coming, and they're going to be cutting an 11-inch hole all the way up through the house and sticking this pipe up there. But this journey started from some guy telling me that I needed a second heat source. Did I tell you what? That was the best thing that ever happened, but it was the most work I've ever done. As he grins over there.
Yeah, I wonder who did that. Yeah, it's an allotment, not annulment.
Yeah. Allotment.
We'll see you, Moonface. Thanks for dropping in.
So yeah, we've been doing that for a while, and now she's got to go and she's got to clean out her closet because the access for the attic is through that way. And I hope that guy's a small guy because that's a small opening. But it should be a really interesting ride. I'll have some videos up here of how in our neck of the woods here we can have the logs pretty much dropped off and right to the front door. And I got a 10-cord log pile sitting out there, and we will be able to cut up the wood and do everything like that, which will be kind of nice. Oh, I didn't even... No wonder why I don't have live chat on.
I can't believe that you don't have to go out in the woods and cut your wood like I do. It's crazy, you know. You're supposed to have to go out in the woods and cut it, split it, and throw it in a truck and bring it home. And here you are, getting your wood delivered to the driveway. I mean, yeah, now it's not cut or split, but Mark is getting his wood delivered to the driveway in logs.
Yep.
I wish they would do that around here. I might be up for some of that.
And what's really neat about doing that is that, okay, so as a homesteader and homesteading, and because of the way things are happening in the world, let's just say, now I just heard from Moonphase, she said the other day that North Korea and Russia are talking, and Russia told their people to get ready for war. And if everything is right with North Korea and he still has the nuclear capabilities, let's say an EMP does happen. All right. No electricity. Your regular furnace or a wood stove with a blower or any of those following things are going to become pretty much useless. You'll have no cooking. So you'll be outside with a grill. So our plan from the very get-go when we bought the homestead was to get a secondary heat source that I could cook on. And we needed to figure a place where to put that. And it took quite a while to find a stove that will actually be able to do that. And we finally got everything done. Out of the wilderness. Thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So this is...
Sybil says that all she has to do is go out and it looks like they're doing some logging pretty close to her there, and that's really the way to do it if you can.
Yep. Hey, two family, two seaters.
Two Cedars Micro Farm. Hello to Dave and Darcy.
So one of the things that, you know, if this does happen, and it's, you know, no one knows exactly the scenarios of what could happen. There could be so many different things. And that's the cool thing about having a homestead with renewable resources. Well, the problem is with my homestead, I've got the acreage, but none of it is woods. Mine's pretty much open. Fields, pastures, stuff like that. So I have to literally buy my wood, bring it in. And I was talking with Merle, I was talking with other people, and I said, you know, what is your average usage of how much wood do you go through? And I've got anywhere from averages between 6 to 12 cord a year. And that's their sole heat source. They don't have anything else. That's all they're using. We do have secondary backup. So that means that if something would happen and the power would go out. We live in northern Wisconsin. Our pipes would freeze, all this other stuff. We would have a huge problem. So we had to come up with a secondary heat source. I think all houses up here in the Northwoods should. A lot of people don't like the wood, the work, the smell, the mess, stuff like that. But in this time and age that we're living in, we really need to be, thinking outside the box. And it is so much of a area that is important to us, because obviously you can ask Merle, not even a month ago we were 60 below, and in less than a month here, this last month, we've had over 5 feet of snow dumped on us. That's the kind of situation that we live in.
That's crazy.
So that's my scenario, and everybody else's is different. Merle, where he lives, they get snow, it warms up and melts away, makes a big muddy mess. His ways of dealing with things are different. Sybil, where she lives, it's going to be different. So you're going to have to cater to what your stuff is.
Yep, it's all different in different locales. Out of the wilderness into God's arms says, which one was it? Hang on. When Jesus healed me, and now has taken me on the road, wow, it's late. With less than 4 usable years left, you need to prepare. Well, yes, I agree. We always need to prepare, and that's what Mark and I are kind of all about. So,
and that's kind of where the people that are in here, with Sybil's knowledge of, one day we should really get into, Merle, is the medicinal and wild edibles, because if you watch any of these Survivor series on TV, or if all these different things, there's only a few people that I've watched on there that know the edibles of their area and use them. And there's so much stuff out there that God has put on this earth for us that is either medicinal or edible that you can use, and it can get you out of a pickle in a hurry.
Yeah, I don't know all those plants the way I should. I probably ought to get one of those books like you've got and go through it. Now, believe it or not, my wife is pretty good about some of that stuff. I mean, in the garden we had plantain. We walked on it all summer out in the garden, and she said we ought to be picking that up and taking it in the house and eating it. So, yeah, it's good to know what's out there, what's useful and what's not. But the truth of the matter is, most people are not prepared for, I'll say this real quick and I'll get back to Mark. There's only about 3 days worth of food in the grocery stores. That's just the way they do things now. And when that 3 days is gone, it's gone. You may not be able to get any more. So you got to learn how to deal with things a little bit. London Worms and Garden. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome.
Hello, hello. I am sorry, London. I am subscribed to you, but Mr. Wonderful YouTube has not clicked the bell lately. I just did now. I tickled that bell, so I should get your notifications. That's the other thing, guys, is that YouTube is really screwy about the bells. So if you do have subscribers and you're not seeing them, go and check them out, because obviously, Merle just got an oopsie here. There, he's back.
You don't know what's going on there, but
yeah, we're in the green.
Let's see.
So it says here in Manchester, we only ever had a slight fall of snow and never got below 4 degrees Celsius or so. I consider us lucky. I consider yourself very lucky.
I have to agree with that. Yeah.
That is, there's parts of the world that in a perfect scenario would be the best place to go, meaning you have a great place to plant food. You got renewable resources on your property, if that's wood, or you think about it as building. Any of those things is a great way to do things. So, yeah, I've had London, the notifications, if you go to your subscribers and check that over once in a while. If I'm not as busy as I am right now, I try to do it at least once a week. Absolutely, wilderness. God plans ahead. You know, He put this stuff out here for us to use it. What happened is that we became lazy in this world because everything is given to us. You go to the store, you get your food. Back in the day, you went out in the woods and got your food, or in the field, or you had to go and slaughter a sheep or a goat or a cow or whatever you're going to do. That tradition is left. People go to the store and get their food. Most people only have a week supply of food in their house. So if the power did go out, all the freezers in the stores would go out. Your food would rot. You'd have looting. You'd have all this stuff. So and they've only got 3 days worth of food. You're seeing where this is going. This is just going to create a big chaos and a big mess. And you know, if you look at how our Father is and how He has prepared, He's planned ahead. He knows the end. He knows the beginning and He knows the end. He knows all that in between there. If we put our faith into Him and we do what is right by Him, and we look at how He did things through life, and it's pretty simple. You know, He shows it step by step throughout the Bible. There's actually talking about the ant and the grasshopper. There's all different scenarios in there that you guys can actually go back and read, and it talks about preparing. But at the same time, you know, the other part of this whole situation is, and Merle's talked about it, I've talked about it, and it's been on my mind. So you have that family member that says you're totally nuts, you're crazy, you don't need to be doing this, you're loony in the head, blah blah blah. Now it happens, and this guy comes over and says, "Hey, help me, help me, help me." What are we going to do? Obviously, he's a family member. Obviously, there's some tension between you in the past. You know, that's going to be the hardest part for me, is because that has happened to me a lot. Most of my family says I am crazy and nuts for what I do. But at the same time, hey, look at that, Boomer Rock. Why doesn't he have a wrench? That's the other thing too, guys, is people that come in here. People that actually pop in here. Boomer, when I get done with this, I'm going to have to give you the wrench.
I'll
go back in. Huh?
I'll give him one.
Okay, give Boomer a rock. And then...
No, I guess I can't. I thought I could.
Why can't you?
You didn't let me, I guess.
What do you mean I didn't let you? That's weird.
I don't know.
Oh, my slice of heaven outdoors. Thank you for joining us. So, what we're going to be talking about tonight, and Boomer, don't run off because you're going to like this one. Now that we're getting into things here, we had something happen on the Homestead that none of us can explain. We've had this shown on Merle's channel for a little bit, clips of it. I've had just a piece of it on my intro video for this live stream. What this is that my two dogs are let out of the house to go and do their business, and the big one is up on the deck, and he's got his head in a wagon that we haul wood from when we split it up to the house. Now, he is on a cable, and one of the questions were, will the cable pull a tire? Well, there's a bunch of snow on the deck where this thing is sitting, and it literally can't move. The kids saw this through the window and freaked right out. What happens is that wagon, while the dog's head is still in the wagon, he's not moving, the wagon literally slams at the dog, and the dog goes flying up on top of the other side of the deck. And the cool thing about this is we got it caught on camera. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to run it today. We're going to put it through some filters. We're going to try to brighten it up so that we can see what's actually going on here. But like I said, a lot of people have not been able to understand this. It's freaky. So Boomer, I hope, because Boomer does like the paranormal, he does like that kind of stuff. He has some friends that are the paranormal. And if you're still in here, Boomer, if you could tweet this out to them so they can come in here and watch this and tell me what the heck this is, that'd be great. And all the other guys that are in here and gals that are in here, hang on to your hats because this is going to get interesting.
Yeah, let me, if you would, let me comment on London Worm's post here too, real quick. He says, over the past 2 years, I've been getting more into growing and eating our own food, even with the small back garden and a small plot 30 feet square. It's unreal the amount of food you can produce for yourself. Boy, you're right. It's amazing how much food you can. And, you know, I keep telling people that as long as, if they even live in an apartment, they can grow a lot of food too. So go ahead, Mark. And I'm sorry. My slice of heaven and Ghost Mafia, welcome.
All right, Ghost Mafia. Okay, so this is going to be the video footage, and like I said, we are going to try to set this up so that we can brighten it up. Now we have Ghost Mafia in here, so that's going to help us out tremendously because he can actually dig into this and see what we see and maybe give me an idea of what the heck this is. Boomer's in here. If, you know, a poltergeist to me is something that, you know, playing around, but this thing is a very, out of heaven demonic attack. This thing is like trying to really hurt my dog, and I've got a, you know, he's a Great Dane Pit Bull, so he's no tiny dog. So here's this video. We're gonna bring this thing up. It's gonna be playing in the background behind me and Merle. I hope. Yeah, I got to do some shrinkage here because it's not gonna. All right. We're going to slide this. Oh, Earl. So, guys, bear with me. I got to shrink this video up because it's my software did an update and took all my pictures and blew them up huge. So, I'm going to put them at the center of the. Here we go. We're going to go through the first cut here. And now right behind Merle's head, you can see there's a wagon up here. And in that wagon is what we haul the wood with. And the other dog is going to be coming out of the door here shortly. As you can see, the handle is up on the very top, and there's snow on the deck. Okay, so there's my other dog. And he does have a cable leash on him, but it's not anywhere, as you can see it is up the steps, it's right in front of him. So he does not go anywhere underneath the tires like people said before, or any of that other stuff. So I don't have a clue. And I think we should probably, the other dog is sitting right below me. Right now I got him blocked, and I've got Apollo here on the main screen. Okay, so you can see the cable. Now he goes in there and he's sniffing around in that. Now he does not move at all. Watch what'll happen here.
It's really tough to see exactly what's going on.
So now I'm going to take that and I'm going to edit some stuff on here and bring it up into the other one, and I'm going to try to lighten that up and put some filters in it. And Merle, I can't see the chat, so if you could be so kind to keep an eye on that.
I will certainly do that.
I'm trying to add some stuff here to see if I can't lighten this up a little bit.
I think you're right about the cats, Wilderness. They seem to not miss anything at all.
All right, so I can brighten this up now a little bit here. I'm gonna brighten it up, and then I'm gonna replay the video again. And now it's going to be blowing up. And here's that video of it lightened up like I did. So as you
Okay, let's see it again.
You hear what Gold said. There, watch the reflection in the window glass. There's a shadow figure that moves just before it happens.
Boomer Rock says, can you rewind to just before the dog comes out and watch to the right side? He thinks there's an anomaly right there.
I can see, yeah, I can see there's something by the side of the door. I can't rewind it, Boomer, because it's actually a video that's inside the OBS, so we have to let it replay. It's only a minute long. But I'm really glad that these guys are in here because that's their specialty. Especially Ghost Mafia. He does this a lot. Guys, if you do not have these guys, check them out. Boomer Rock, Ghost Mafia. Go and look at people in the chat. If you like what they do, please give them a shout out and subscribe to them. So, there, and like you see, these guys actually come to you and participate in your live streams, your videos. They become part of their thing, and they're just not because they're the paranormal. They're also on the homesteading channel. So you see that they do come and they participate. This is going to be how you grow your channel and how you can get it bigger by actually tweeting this out, getting more people in here, getting more things going on. But enough of that. Okay, here he goes again. You're right, I can see it on the door. There's a shadow on the door. Right in the corner. Hey, Sandy. Great to see you.
Well, I can't definitively explain it. Hi, Sandy.
Ghost, we learned a lot, yeah. And the funny thing is after the fact, the other video, both dogs go back and they actually come up the other staircase and they go in the house and they come out later and both dogs are sniffing that wagon but don't want to get too close to it because of what happened.
Strange. Very strange.
You see the kitty stuff, Bernice. Ghost says the shadow is not very tall and it's about a child size.
Allotment says, I saw the shadow and the dog behaved like it was spooked by something. Mm-hmm.
Sandy K. You'll like this, Sandy. Watch this. So what I was thinking, Merle, is if that cable was behind or underneath that wagon while he's moving around, that wagon should be technically moving.
Yeah, I can't. Well, it's just one of those things that you just can't. You can't just say for sure that it was anything in particular. At least I can't. It's difficult. It's definitely unexplainable. He's going to play it again, I think. Let's see.
Yeah, it keeps playing again. It just doesn't.
You say it's just a minute long. That's good.
Yeah, it's just a minute long, and oh snap. I don't know why it keeps doing that, Merle.
I don't know. Some of your software is just having having a good time, or you actually do have spooks. One or the other. I don't know which. It's kind of funny when your when your computer just does weird stuff all the time. Uh-huh. Oh no. Crazy.
Yeah, I can't explain it. I'm hoping somebody in the chat can help us out.
Anarchy Jack. Welcome. From Colorado.
Hey, Anarchy. Colorado.
Long way from Indiana. I don't think I'm subscribed, but I probably should be.
Hey, Brian's Paranormal. There's another one. So we'll go through this again. This is a video that's probably about a minute long, minute and 3 seconds. And my dog is... Ghost, thanks, Ghost. My dog is getting attacked by a wagon, and there's nothing that's there. So Ghost Mafia is bringing in some backup here to help us out to figure this out. This is very, very strange, and this is just a couple of the things that we have that has happened, but this one we've caught on videotape. Now, as I can see it now when it's lightened up there, the cable is actually in front of the wagon where you can see it coming up the stairs. So Apollo is got his nose in the front there. But the dog doesn't move until he gets pushed by this wagon. And I'm thinking about taking this and running it through my rendering works in my video software and see if I can lighten it up some more. And see what I can do with it.
I wonder if there's any way that he could have got tangled up with the tongue of the wagon.
See, that wagon is a dump wagon. So the tongue of the wagon is very short in the front. I mean, if you see where the handle comes up, it actually is almost straight up with the wagon, and if it'll fall over a lot of the times. But as you can see right now, when a dog comes out, his cable is right here by the stairs, and it's not anywhere near that wagon whatsoever. Thanks, two-seaters. So this is the goofy part of this whole thing is that, and we tried to recreate this. We tried to do everything, and like I said before, when the dogs went out later on that afternoon, they were smelling over by that wagon, but they would not go that way. They went down the other staircase.
Yeah, well, it's obvious there's something going on there.
Now we've had Coda, the other one that's walking around on the ground. He's already stood in the staircase and sitting there barking at the staircase, and there's nothing there too. But Ghost said that there was a Ghost Mafia said that there is a shadow figure that shows up, a tiny one, by the door.
Yeah, I agree with London Worms there. It sure is baffling.
Yeah, go ahead, Boomer. If you can send it in Messenger, I can put it up here. Yeah, Brian, I think there's something, really strange that is that happened. We still can't figure out why it happened. I know some of the history of this place. This used to be a facility for the radar towers and up here, and this used to be at the living quarters for the radar towers. And then the people that we actually bought it from, they turned it into a farm, family-orientated house. And then when I bought the house, because I went through my VA loan and I bought it with my VA loan. The VA wanted me to change the staircase because they actually had it separated into upstairs and downstairs exactly alike. There's a living, there's kitchen, there's bathrooms, it's exactly the same. And they had the staircase coming out this porch. And that's what, there's another door on the other side, and it went right up there. So the VA said, you got to change that, Mark, and you got to make it a single family home. So I actually turned this, when I cut into the stairwell that day, the owner was with me, and I said, man, I can smell cigar smoke, like really strong, like boom, it was there. And he said, that's kind of weird because my dad used to smoke cigars. His dad passed away in the house.
Yeah, so that's, Brian is asking, do you have any activity happening inside the home?
Yeah, we had that, and then we had the other dog, the one that just comes down the staircase, Coda. The middle of the night, he starts barking at the staircase. Now we have, when I redid the hallway, I have the switches that have night lights built right into them, so there is a little bit of light in the stairwells when you walk up and down, and they have little night light things on them. So there's light where you can see, but he is standing there barking at the staircase when there's nothing there. But the funny thing is nothing has been going on. It's been pretty calm here after I finished with the remodeling and stuff. It's been really nothing going on. This is the first time. Yes,
Cindy, Mark said, yeah, go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, the owner's father passed away. But I don't know. It's a very... yeah, Boomer. As you know, his dad was very well liked in the community. He was a farmer, a very nice man. No one has any ailments to say about his dad. So I kind of agree with Boomer there, where something is upset about this dog. And the funny thing is I didn't think about it until later on. Apollo in historic times, if I get this right, means destroyer. So I named my dog the Destroyer. Oh, lover. Apollo means lover? Okay.
The thing is, though,
Oh,
he walked right back to the wagon. I noticed.
yep.
After it went towards him, he ran backwards or ran away from it, and then walked right back to it.
I never said that. Apollo's not the smartest one in a bunch. I figured Great Danes are supposed to be smart, and Pit Bulls are supposed to be smart. But he's not the smartest one in a bunch. I got a bad litter. Oh, that was a typo correction. So yeah, if my theory, my Greek mythology and stuff is correct, Apollo means destroyer, which I didn't know that. I would have never named him Destroyer, because he's a gentle giant. He's a pretty cool dog, but he's not the smartest one in the bunch. I'll tell you that. And no, Sandy, the dad was actually a very nice gentleman. I've talked to a few people that knew him. Never ever had anything bad to say. The owner said that, no problems there. So I
don't know. I'm baffled.
Out of the wilderness says I cast them out all the time. Satan is walking around now, so you'll need to expect things to get worse. Yeah, I was never one that would I would never fear. The only thing that I've ever feared was unexplainable. Brian, how long has this activity been going on for? Just since the remodel of the home or before that? See, when I bought the house, I remodeled because I had to with my VA loan. And then, we have not dug anything into tearing any walls up, tearing anything like that. So this has been kind of new. I mean, that was when I first bought the house 2 years ago.
Yeah, Sue's got a thought there too. She says, I think that thing around his neck got caught on the side of the wagon when he lifted his head back up because he had his head hanging over the wagon. That's something that I was looking at too.
The only problem that I have with that, Merle, is when Apollo comes walking out. If you look at the staircase, the whole thing is right there, and it slides down the stairs. So there's like a spool of cable sitting there. So he's got slack, and the cable, when he goes around the corner, if we watch here, it's going to go to the front side of where the tires are going to be. It's not going to be underneath. It's not going to be anything like that. So,
yeah, that's right. I remember the cable going to the front. It's a tough one.
yeah, it is. So I don't think it's a ghost. I think it's a demonic poltergeist terrorizing my dog. See, it goes to the front, and right there he is. If that cable had any tension on the front of there, it would have moved that wagon. Hey, Jewish Redneck. Thanks for joining us. We're sitting here trying to figure out what is going on with my wagon and why it decides to lunge at my dog. And the other thing, Sue, is you see that wagon moves before he even lifts his head out. As that wagon's moving, he's pulling his head out to get away. And if you look where the wagon is moved, it was parked in snow. So, and there's ice on the deck. You actually have to lift, kind of lift and tug it out of where it was supposed to be.
Well, I'm going with the guy that says evil spirits.
Yeah, Boomer says... Boomer says that he's not picked up on the dad, but whoever or whatever is attached to the land. Very good possibility there. Where is... Boomer, I didn't get any message from you on YouTube Messenger.
He said it was too big.
Oh, okay.
He'll send it to you later. Crazy.
Brian and Ghost was saying that there's a shadow figure by the door. Did anybody else pick up on that? Yeah.
Yeah, it moved. I just saw it move.
Yeah. So Brian says, yeah, the dog's leash is still on the ground, and Ghost says, yeah, the dog did react until the wagon started moving. So that's kind of what we thought, that we thought, and that we tell you what, it's pretty freaky, man. And then to get it caught, I wish my surveillance cameras were full HD. That'd be a lot better, but they're not. So I'm gonna go get a cup of coffee, Merle. If you can keep the questions going here.
Right ahead.
Is all that lumber new? Yeah, it is new. I just put that in this year.
Nothing recycled, huh?
No.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those deals where you just can't quite put your finger on it. But right there, when the dog came out, it looked like there was something that moved over by the door. I don't know. It could have been. I don't know. It's hard to say. And like he said, the resolution isn't the best either. Give your lad animals and everything you own to the Creator in the name of Yahshua, and no demonic entities can even be on your property. Aha. There are a number of echoing bangs coming through quite often. Any explanation? No, I don't hear it. Wait a minute. I don't hear anything at all.
There we go. I had to make some coffee.
Boomer says something definitely spooked the dog. I agree. I did hear a noise there. I think Mark just hit his boom arm there.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, allotment said there's a number of echoing bangs coming through quite often. Any explanation? No, I haven't heard anything. Some funny things going on with your soft, or you're doing it maybe, I don't know.
No, that wasn't me. I wasn't even touching anything. So I just told Mama here that you guys are on here, that Boomer's on here and Brian's on here, Ghost Mafia. So, as we look at this, I saw Sue's comment about, us being in the beliefs that we are. How can this happen? The thing that it is, Sue, is that they can't. I had the house blessed when we moved in, and after the stuff started getting weird inside the house. And we prayed over the house, and that seemed to took care of the problem. But I never did it on the land. I never walked around outside. So in our way of thinking, They can be on the outside. They can't come in on the inside.
It's a good thought.
That is so screwy. This actually started, Sue, probably, this is from this last week is when this video was taken. That's what I'm thinking too, Boomer. I think it's something to do with the land, and I'll try to take care of that this year. But right now, this is the first time that I've actually been able to catch it on video. And the other thing that I thought is that we just recently brought in all that firewood. I don't know where the firewood came from, but where that wagon is sitting right now, there was a pile of split firewood. I know where it came from, but I don't know where they logged it from. And I don't know if that has anything to do with anything, but
I don't know. Makes more sense that it's the land, I guess.
yeah, I don't. It is something that, from my, I'm not a expert on this kind of stuff. That's why I'm kind of glad that Boomer was in here, Brian's in here, Ghost Mafia, any of those guys that are the paranormal type that actually deal with this every single day. They can see things that normal people don't see. That's kind of why we wanted to do this live stream, so that, for one, I can see what the heck is going on and get a better knowledge of it. And number two is, I don't think there's too much of this that actually around here that we've ever seen, so this is kind of new to me. Does the name Trevor mean anything to you? No, Boomer, I never heard of a Trevor.
Yeah. The wind was blowing at me. All of a sudden I heard start pushing near me. All of a sudden I heard cracking. Like, that thing, wouldn't snap. But it was actually coming near towards me, but the car was actually holding it still.
Okay.
But all of a sudden, I heard it start cracking.
Hey, go grab that. Go grab my coffee cup that's in the coffee pot. I mean, that's a lot of strange. I'm trying to watch that door to see if that, because I do see the shadow that's by the door. And then I see another kind of thingamabob, like an orb or something, on the glass of the door, kind of going around. I'll do that, Boomer. And Sandy says you have shadows.
I'll be right back.
All right. And the other thing too is there's no cuts. There's no way that cable could get caught on that wagon. Because I thought I looked at that too. That's just I was wondering if he got hooked up on something, but we checked it all over, and could be a lady's name too. All right. Yeah, I know the mother is still alive, and I just know that the father did pass away. Oh, not lady, last. All right, Boomer. .
Where'd Will go?
Yeah, so we don't want anything to do with any kind of demonic things, that's for sure. Yeah, out of the wilderness, when we did the prayer and blessings of the house, that pretty much took care of that. But I did not do it on the property, and I never, I didn't walk around and bless my property. I didn't do any of that stuff. And I'm a very strong believer in Jesus and the Lord, so it makes absolutely no sense to me. But I definitely will be taking care of that. Thank you, Sybil. Take care and God bless. Yeah, we'll see if we're still on here. I know I got to get ready for work because I got to work tonight. So, but I just wanted to get this out as best as I could. Yeah, Sister Sue, I definitely, the family's been blessed. I mean, the Lord has blessed us in abundance with the amount of stuff that actually is, that we have as far as food and being able to take care of. And, me taking care of a family and a single income, I am truly blessed by that. Yeah, Boomer, we got to do that. I always said that, we get together and I work third shift, so I'm usually up in the morning, or when you see me on late at night, that's because I'm on break. Like the other night, you were on like at 2 in the morning. That's my break time. Yes, take care, Sister Sue. Yeah, Boomer, we've had Cab up here. We've had Green Bay Wacky up here. We've had Firemen up here. So once I get back in the thing, and doing it on the panel. But we use Zoom. But I don't use Google Hangouts.
Google Hangouts is going away, I hear.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with that. Brian must have left, and Ghost Mafia must have left. I don't see them guys chatting in here. Alright, so
I'm catching up.
I'm going to switch over to a different set here. I think we pretty much pounded the heck out of that one.
Yeah, I think, Boomer, you're right. A lot of people are going to probably go to Zoom. Zoom is free for like 45 minutes at a time. And then if you want to use it for longer than that, it's like $15 a month or something.
Hey, Brian, well, glad you're still here. Well, he says, well, I'm going to do some more studies on this, and I'm going to play it and see if I can catch what happens and see if we can get you some answers on this. That'd be great, man. I appreciate it.
Yep.
Yep, Ghost, you've been on there with me. I've been over on Wackies. And that's what for if anybody that's in here, that there's some really good channels. I mean, I know Dave on Green Bay Wack, he's been really trying to help other people out with YouTube and some of the stuff that's underlined that's kind of buried in there. Like recently he did the one with doing giveaways and stuff like that. So there's a lot of good information. Hey Moon, glad you're back. So there's the other half of me there, Ghost, and she's the one that showed me the video on their surveillance cameras. I wish I would have had HD quality out there, but it is definitely.
I didn't even think. I didn't even think to look at the back wheels. That's a thought.
Moon has been out there and she tried to kind of debunk this. He's looked at it in every direction, and her son was actually standing in the window watching this as it happened. That was, and the kitchen window that's on the side of the porch there against the wall. He was watching the dog, so.
It's got to be something hard to get used to lose a leg, I tell you. I'm wondering what happened there. Allotment. Looked like you're doing okay, though, according to your channel there. Looks good. Like you're getting around all right. Yeah, it's definitely worth looking into, I think. Somebody that knows more than I do.
Yeah, it's I just sent out a tweet to what was it? PSR or PSPR Paranormal. Seeing if they'd want to come and take a look also. There's another one.
Sorry to hear that, Allotment. It's got to be something really hard to deal with. At least for a while.
Yeah, I'm actually one of the safety directors at work for our safety committee, and workplace accidents happen a lot more than what people know and realize, and they are they are one of the hardest ones to prepare for, because it's just kind of a sudden reaction, so you got to be always looking ahead. Yeah, Boomer, the PA one, I just sent them a notification to see if they're around or not. Yeah, one of the things we got is I got the new Blue Yeti, and this is a condenser mic, and anything that you touch on the table, that's why it's up in the air. Most people have these on their table, and you will hear everything. If you put them up in the air off the ground, then it's still going to pick up if I slap the table or something. But
I'm not hearing anything unusual, though.
shouldn't.
I don't know. Sounds okay.
wilderness I take off in faith on a few months, but was last on the place March 18th. Is now going global. Jesus has a scene of humor with me and C. Hit by a forklift a few times, so yes, a problem. Yeah, accidents on the workplace is something that it can be controlled to an extent if you have the right safety procedures put in place, and it's a totally different safety culture. So it's hard to do. My place has actually made it a couple times a year without an accident, and then something really simple. The last one was somebody tripped on the stairs going up the stairs and then twisted or broke their wrist. Twisted their wrist, they thought, and then ended up finding out it was broken because they tried to catch themselves when they fell. So it's the simple things that we, obviously as a machinist, we're thinking as the machine's going to bite us or overhead crane's going to bite us or something like that. You don't ever think of like a staircase or something like that. So it can be very interesting to try to catch everything and prevent all accidents. But I know a couple places and plants that have, like, they're going on 5 years without an accident at all or recordable injury. So
Yeah, the danger's real for sure.
yep, it's not fun, I'll tell you that. No one likes to get hurt, though. No one likes to get hurt, and our motto at work is that we want you to go home as just as you came, or if not better. So
My dad was a dye spotter, and he didn't really have to do anything unless if there was a problem with the dye. As long as the operator was doing what he was supposed to do and everything worked fine. Anyway, long story short is he went to work one morning, and the guy that worked the shift before him climbed up in the dye and didn't put the jacks in, and somebody hit the wrong button. You really, really got to be careful.
yeah,
Safety.
lockout tagout is huge by us too. I've seen a lot of things. There's a video out on YouTube. It's, I think, in China, and it is a press, and these little Chinamen sit inside the press and they move the plates. Every time the press goes up, the next one grabs it and moves it to the next section, and then the press comes down and you see these guys duck, and they're inside this press. And if you want to make some hair stand up on the back of your head, and the reason why I say that is because I've sat through OSHA 10, and then there's OSHA 20, and then OSHA 40, and they're all about looking at situations on the floor and safety and being able to shut things down if they're not safe. Like one of our other plants recently, the pin hook on the overhead hoist broke and dropped a 2-ton steel bar on the ground, exactly about 6 inches away from the operator's foot. Now every year we have our hoists are checked by certified people that run hoists, and they're checked over, and every time the operator actually uses a hoist, there's a visual inspection that's done. And that has been put in place to stop things like that from happening, but other sites are not as up onto safety equipment as what we do.
Well, it can be scary.
Absolutely. So we're gonna Boomer, Ghost, you guys still in here? I'm gonna put this video up again for if there's anybody that's new. It's almost 5 o'clock already. What time did we start this? 3:30?
Yeah.
Here, we'll put this back up again. Oh, guess what, Merle?
What's that?
I'm going to have to go to and change. Oh, great. And I didn't plug it in. I'm going to have to change to my other. I'm going to have to put a new battery in. My battery's just about out of my camera, and that means. All right.
So here we go.
We don't have to do anything. Mark has already been way ahead of the program. Take one camera out, put the other camera in.
Yeah, it's almost, if you look at those back wheels, it's almost as if they turned on their own. Funny.
It is, yeah, it is crazy. The LSLR is out of commission.
Yeah, I can't figure out what the noises are. I don't know. It's got to be something, some kind of internet noises or something that we're not hearing here, I guess. But we're just not getting it at all.
It could be from me drinking or something like that too.
No, I think he's saying that there's a continuous background echoing, banging noises of some kind.
Well, I don't hear it.
I'm just not hearing anything like that at all.
Oh, you know what it could be is anytime I move my hand or something like that, the mic could be picking it up, but
yeah, I'm not hearing it. Don't know. Paranormal.
well, we are talking about paranormal.
Yeah. We made the spooks mad.
I showed them off. They don't like it. Sounds like somebody's banging on an empty drum. Well, it could be the fact that I got this too close to me.
No, I don't think so. Got to be something else. Does anybody else hear anything funny like that? I think it's some kind of an internet noise.
Moon, I think we got the pick of the litter, but if anybody ever watched Scooby-Doo, he's got a cousin named, I don't remember the dog's name, but it's like the dumb Great Dane. That's Apollo. Yes, Andy, I switched over to a different camera, so it went black for a second. Hey, Moon, what was the name of that Scooby-Doo's cousin? The dumb Great Dane. That's what we should have named Apollo.
That's funny.
So now that we talked about some of that stuff, about the video and things like that, the other thing that I wanted to talk about tonight was obviously software and new technology. Scooby Dumb, yeah, that's what it was. Scooby Dumb. Okay, so there is a lot of new software and software is coming and changing every single day. One thing is obviously mics are big. Audio and video are so much a part of live streaming, and the video quality is just as important as the audio quality is. And I recently found some new software that it's a free software to help improve the output of your microphone. And we are using that software today. The other thing that we found, which is kind of like what Merle is used with his vMix, is my Cyber Director now has live streaming capabilities where I can live stream simultaneously to Twitter, to Twitch, and to YouTube and Facebook, wherever I want to, all at the same time. So I could be on 4 or 5 different places. And the video quality is extremely better. Like right now what I'm doing is I'm using my live recorder on my Cyber Direct, pulling it off of my OBS, and I am live streaming it to Cyber Direct's servers, and they're taking it and shooting it over to YouTube. Is how I get and understand this. So it is a really decent thing that you can do. And actually the Merle is actually a pretty particulate on the way the camera looks and the Corona keys are and everything like that. And he could see the difference when I switched over to the other stuff.
Yeah, I read up on that this morning, and it works primarily on your face, as I read it.
Yep.
I could have missed something, but it works similar to what Zoom does, only it's far superior. It does a good job. I like it.
And what, like right now I'm using my C90 because my DSLR, the battery went dead, and dummy me forgot to plug in a spare back up here. So I'm running off of my DSLR, or my C90. But the thing that we noticed, primarily what we noticed, is that before, when I was using the OBS, you couldn't read the emblem on my shirt or my hat. It was blurry. We couldn't actually see it. And running it through this, you can actually see a difference. So I'm happy with that. Some good stuff.
Good stuff.
Good stuff out there, yeah. You got to do some research and you got to check it out, because there is some stuff out there, because the old saying goes is there's nothing free in this world. Yeah, it's that's the other thing is allotment is you have to have a system that can push that out. I have no worries about my system and for baits, but my problem that I have is my bit rate, because I'm using cell towers. I'm supposed to have 10 to 10, and that's what happened last night. Is my system, my internet just dropped right off. I was only getting 2. I can't bring Merle in, and I can't shoot back to YouTube land with that, and that's what happened last night. Now this morning we fired everything back up, and I'm back up 10 to 10, and I'm running.
Yeah, and I'm sending you 2 as we speak.
So that's a big thing right there. Where I can look here and I'm sitting right at 30 frames per second. I can check that out. I can go and look on YouTube land and see how there is. So, and then you don't have buffering, and you have, like you say, there's no catch up on the streaming because it's actual time. I can push out 1080 and broadcast it on YouTube land at 720, and you're going to get that quality, and you're not going to have that buffering. So you really got to know. Oh, okay, thanks, Brian. That makes it easier. You can really take that and run with it. So it's a better way of doing things. Bit rates are huge on YouTube. I think it says that you need a minimum bit rate of 3,000 per second just to live stream on the lowest quality. Or no, I think that's 1080. You need that to hit. And I'm not that familiar with all that kind of stuff as far as stuff I can't see and fix. That's another huge problem that people have, is you have virtual cables, you have all this other stuff, and it makes it very difficult to trace that down.
It'll make you crazy sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no buffering.
No, we don't want
Shouldn't
buffering.
have any. You got 10 up and 10 down, you shouldn't have any buffering.
I don't like buffering.
Well, that is, unless if you added, for instance, and I'm kind of reaching a little bit, but if you added 3 or 4 more people in here, we could then have a problem.
The problem with, with this, that's when we would go to Zoom, because Zoom would take care of that issue. I couldn't do like I am right now with him. I suppose I could if I would go with a Google Hangouts call and put that in here. I could do that. Don't think I would want to, because that really stretches the video quality. I don't think Hangouts has that great of video quality compared to what Zoom has.
Yeah, and like I said a while ago, I think it's going away, and I believe I heard the last of this month. So there's going to be a lot of people going to Zoom, I suspect. I don't know.
Probably. Well, it's almost 5 o'clock. We're going to tie her up. I want to thank everyone so much for sticking with us throughout the problems and coming back today so we could actually do this live stream. I want to give a big shout out and a thanks to all the paranormal guys and gals that were in here to help us look over that video and to discuss it. And I want to thank all of you guys that were in the chat today, sticking through it and watching it with us and giving us some advice and pointers and seeing what you thought. It has been an awesome stream today, and I'm glad that Merle was able to pick up mine last night. That helped me out tremendously, and that was a great live stream. If you guys haven't seen that one, go check it out on his channel. It's a complete opposite about this one.
Accidental live stream.
Yeah. That was more of a prayer stream and Bible reading and verses and talking about that than what this is. This was more about the opposite spectrum of things. So
It's all good.
yep. Yeah, Brian, there's
Brian.
a
Thanks everybody
yeah.
for coming in and watching us do the best we know how. And I think we had a good time. We talked about a lot of things. We still don't know for sure exactly what happened, but there's some good people working on it.
Yeah. Brian, yeah, the editing, there's a lot of editing software that's out there that can help you do tremendous changes and things.
I think Apollos just puked
Where?
in my room.
Okay.
I'm serious.
So, I just was told my dog just puked. Go tell Mom.
Hello.
Uh, so I wanted to, yep, wilderness. Uh-oh. They unleashed the dogs.
Hello, come. Come on. Hope you don't puke again.
Don't pull on his leash, buddy.
Oh my god. Come on. That's...
So
thanks again, everybody.
yes, guys, thanks everyone for coming in here and sticking with us. And the chat will roll here for a little bit, and then we're going to be calling her a night or a day. But the chat will continue for a little bit, and we will talk to you guys next weekend. You guys all take care. God bless, and we'll see you in the next one. Okay, Merle. That went well.
I thought it went real well.
Yeah.
All good.
I'm glad that I was able to get that back up and actually everything working well. I was glad to see all the paranormal guys decided to come in and check it out.
Yeah, there was a good crowd. And I thought everything was I mean, for the time of day on Sunday, I was kind of thinking there might not be too many people around, but it worked out good. I think you'll have good turnout for this one.
Yeah, the max on there was 18.
I think everybody going out and Twitter and Farmall and Sybil and Sandy and everybody helping bring it, make sure that everybody knew what was going on, helped a bunch. I really do.
It does. It helps. It helps so dramatically. You know, that is the key to everything. Is that people need to get on that bandwagon and get it out, because that's the only way that you're going to get people to come in here, is because YouTube doesn't let them know.
Yeah, I agree. All the way. Well, I'm going to jump out of here too. My wife says it's time for us to have supper. I don't want to miss supper.
All right, sir.
So you take care and have a good one, buddy.
You too. See you later.
And thanks for a good afternoon.
I'll talk to you tomorrow. I got off.
Adios.
I got off tomorrow. I'll give you a call tomorrow.
Cool. We'll do it.
All right.